Wow, that was a very fun weekend. So yeah, I went to Devon Truck Show. I'm not 100% recovered yet, but I'm getting there. I'm off all the medications, so I'm fine. I'm just I've still got a few dressing changes and a few hospital appointments here and there, but I was well enough to go, and I'm glad I did. It was really nice to get out the house and just have a fun weekend with some really good mates. So thank you to everyone that was a member of the West Country RC Truckers Club that I was there with. Had a fantastic time. We had a massive marquee. We had a 12 by 30 metre. It's huge. I mean, we had a really good spot, because especially on the Friday, because we were right by the entrance. So we sat out the front watching all the trucks come in. And we even took a couple of the models out and had them next to the real ones as they were driving in. So it looked really cool and got some really cool pictures. So yeah. But yeah, once again, massive thank you to everyone in the club. Just being really kind and helpful and fun, and it was just brilliant. Also, I did find out I really don't like Chinese food, but yeah, we won't talk about that anymore. Yeah, so awesome time. Aaron, you're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you so much. I only took 2 trucks. I didn't want to overdo it. I stress about the trucks when they're out at shows, and I knew stress wouldn't help me, so I tried to reduce the amount of stress and anxiety as much as possible. So obviously, it would have been nice to take all of them, but I only took the Tilt and Slide and the R series, mainly because those were the 2 that I've done the most recent work on. So I thought it was a good test opportunity. A lot of people, I didn't realise how popular T-Rex was. I thought no one would really care, but I got quite a few people asking where it was, so they were a bit annoyed that it wasn't there. So never mind, I now know if I'm only going to take a handful of trucks, make sure I take that one. Dad actually had more trucks there than I did. That's the first time at any show ever in 8 years that 8 or 9 years that Dad and I have been taking RC trucks to shows. It's the first time ever that he's had more trucks there than I have. So that was different. But yes, he enjoyed it as well. I got some awesome pictures of his trucks. His Freightliner or his Night Hauler looked really cool. Long line, that looks spot on. And he's got his new one there, his tanker out. He was happy with that. So yeah, I'll just put pictures up on screen. Shout out to Lee. That was a cool picture, wasn't it? You and your real one there. That was awesome. So good to see you. Had a fun weekend. Now, it was a good test session, as I said. This thing performed pretty well, actually. I was pretty impressed. Over the, I say 3 days, 2.5, Friday evening, the whole of Saturday and the whole of Sunday, I must have used the bed about 50 times. I was constantly tipping and sliding, tilting and sliding, tilting and sliding, just to really test it and show it off a bit. And it performed really well. Same thing with the spec lift. A couple of little issues. You're always going to get a few little teething problems of trucks like this when you take them out for the first time, but that's good. You can learn and improve them. So there's only a couple of issues. One of them is back here. That, you can just see it there, the clamp that attaches, that's what attaches the vertical actuator to the horizontal one. It's slipping. It's slipping because I put a flange nut on it. I should have put a nylon lock nut, and that came off. So it's no longer tight. So when I activate the lift and the drop, that slides along the actuator before it starts to move it. So there's too much play in it. So I need to adjust that. I'm going to put a nylon lock nut on, and I need to put something on behind that to stop it sliding backwards between the clamp itself and where the actuator, the horizontal one, the black plastic starts. So I'll do something there just to stop it moving. But yeah, not a big deal. I can sort that out. It still lifts and drops, just there's a bit more play in it than I want it. The other thing is the tilt actuator. The top end comes off. It was only glued on from factory, which is kind of annoying. So I need to, I didn't have anything there other than glue, so I just glued it back on, but I don't like that. So I'm going to drill a hole for it and put a nut and bolt for it, just to help it stay in place. And the other thing was, I converted it to use it on lipos, mainly because my dad was using all of the NIM batteries, nickel metal hydrates, all the time. So I didn't really want to take them away from him. So my friend Lee was there, because it's a Hobbywing 1080, you just plug it in quickly, tell it to use lipos, and that's it. And he had the little thing there with him, so we just did that quickly. So that's sorted. It's now using lipos. I do need to put a battery adapter on, because all my lipos are Dean's plugs, whereas, as you can see, that's a Tamiya plug. So I have got an adapter somewhere here. I borrowed Lee's when I was at the show, but I gave that back. Obviously, I need to put my own one on it. But that's fine. Also, the spec lift worked really well, although I will say, to attach the Range Rover, I haven't got any pictures, annoyingly, of the Range Rover on the spec lift, which is quite annoying. But imagine a Range Rover on the spec lift. It fit, it towed it, it was brilliant, it pivots brilliantly, it lifts it and pulls it forwards and backwards, no problem. The only snag is putting the Range Rover on the spec lift, I need to strap it down, and I was using rubber bands, and that was a very fiddly job. It took me ages to put the rubber bands on it, so I do need to look into a slightly better way of doing that. And I got some more interior parts for this thing, so I'm going to take the interior back out and add the new parts to it. And as you can see, I also got the new chevrons there from Stickies. Ian came on Sunday and delivered them to me. Thank you so much, mate. They look perfect. I think that finishes the look brilliantly. So that is it for stickers on this truck. It looks spot on now. So yeah, just got a couple of little teething problems to sort out. A tilt actuator, the spec lift. I might have to think about a new rubber band solution. Get the battery adapter on there and add some more interior accessories. I will show you all of that in the next video. It'll be done then, and I can move on to other things. But that's it. The R-Series worked flawlessly. The only thing I need to look at is electronically, when I go around a tight corner, it disconnects from the trailer, because the two diodes can't see each other when I go around a tight corner. So I need to investigate that. I think I know how to solve it. I just got to move the diodes a little bit. So I'll play with that. The truck's behind me here, so I need to give it a clean. And because of course when you go to a show, they get covered in dust. I've cleaned this one already. Just use a brush. Just use a big paintbrush. But yeah, I got to look at the diodes and probably reposition them. I'll try it on the truck first. I don't really want to move it on the trailer if I can avoid it, but we'll see. But yeah, other than that, it was brilliant. Big thank you to Chloe for letting me use her steam engine. That thing was awesome. Weighed a ton. I think it was like 12 kilos or something mad. It was pretty big. But yeah, it was a good test. It was a really good test. So thank you, Chloe. And other than that, I just used my normal steam engines on the back. So yeah, I had a really good weekend. And yeah, I'm going to get this thing sorted. That'll be the next video. This thing will be done. And then I'll move on to... I've got a friend's truck here. I've got to do a steering mod too. And then I'll just pick away at the wrecker. And if I can get it done for Nationals, fantastic. But if not, I'm not too worried about it. We shall see. But anyway... Little update from me. Devon Truck Show was brilliant, really well organised, had a fun weekend. Lots of walking, I'm knackered. But yeah, I look forward to next year. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.